So we're going to start in make.com. We're going to set up the MCP server here in a second, but I wanted to mention something that I need to get this off my chest. I originally set this up in N8N. I'm in the cloud version, by the way. I used their MCP server trigger and I set up this whole workflow and it just was not working. I could not figure it out. Thought it was user error. Turns out their latest version at the time of this recording, which is 1.94, is completely bugged out. Their MCP server trigger just does not work. It worked when it first launched in 1.88. Now it's not working. So maybe by the time you're watching this, they fixed it, but that was really frustrating. So N8N, figure it out. Anyway, so we went over to make.com and it worked like a charm. The instant setup. It was so easy. So let me show you how to set up the MCP server. So go to your profile first. Profile, they have a nice little convenient section, API/MCP access. You can see my MCP token's already set up. We will set up another one. So just hit add token, MCP token. Add. So just like that, we have our MCP server token. Now, let me go over to the make.com MCP server documentation. I will also link this below for you, but it's really straightforward. They make it super easy. So if we go over to the make cloud MCP server, give exact instructions on using for something like Cursor with SSE support or without SSE support with Claude Desktop. So we're going to want to just copy this JSON from Claude Desktop, and then we will just drop our MCP token right in here. So we've got that JSON copied. We're going to go over to Claude Desktop, go to settings, developer, and just hit edit config. Now it's going to pull up our full configuration file with all the JSON for the different MCP servers. I'm going to blur this out, but just to show you anyway. And then you just drop in your make.com JSON that you just copied, and then just bring over the token. So we've got that set up in Claude Desktop with our configuration file edited, ready to go. What I would just do next is first you're going to want to quit out of Claude Desktop, restart Claude, open up a new chat, and just test it just to see if it works. You can also just go to these tools here, scroll down to make, and we can see that make is connected, but I'll just ask it, can you find something in my make.com MCP server? Just tell me what a certain task is about. Jesus. What MCP servers do you have access to? Good God. I know it's here, but I'm just, for example's sake, I'm just showing. Oh my God. I don't currently have access to any make.com custom platforms. It doesn't know what a model context protocol is? You imbecile. Now it's just defining MCP. Okay, you get the idea. All you need to do is just click the tools and then go to make and then see that make is activated and it's active. The one thing I'll mention is in make. So if we go back to organization, I'm just going to open up my active scenario here and just double click in here. I'll show you this in a second too when we make this from scratch, but you're going to want to change this to on demand. Otherwise, Claude won't be able to pick up on it. So if you've connected to make and you don't see your automations connected, it is because you haven't set it to on demand.